So, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for taking the time for this info session. I'm Hessam Habibi. I'm the course coordinator of the master's course International Relations and Urban Policy. And I'm delighted to welcome you to all to this short session. This is the first time that we are doing this info session, and this is the first year of starting our master course. So I'm very happy to talk a little bit about this program. First of all, I would like just to introduce our university, talk a little bit about our department, who we are and what we are doing. And then I would like to walk you through our newly established master's course and about the structure, about the main subjects, as well as the additional information which are necessary for the admission, so about the requirement and the procedures. So some overall information about who we are with almost over 7,000 students. FHCampusWien is the largest university of applied sciences in Austria. And we offer more than 60 full-time but part-time degree programs as well as academic courses. And we have also 10 years of experience in our institute, in our department in master course Politics and Management since 2010. And it's also important to mention that our master course International Relations Urban Policy this year is conducted in a partnership with City of Vienna, which is a huge networking opportunity, of course, to build experience in the field of urban policy and urban diplomacy. This is some general information about our department. We are the Department of Administration, Economics, Security and Politics. And in Institute for Applied Political Science, we have 3 master's courses: Leadership, Politics and Management, as well as Digitalization, Politics and Communication. These are 2 master courses, are in also part-time in German. My colleague introduced these 2 master's classes, I think in the previous session. And today I am going to talk about international relations and urban policy, which is our new established master course. And also a little bit, some kind of overview about our other degree programs. We have bachelor degree programs, master degree programs, as well as master's courses. And the other programs are all in German. And the international relation urban policy, the abbreviation EURUP, where I would like to talk today, is fully an English program and is also a part-time. So let's look at some overall information about this master course. So I would like just to ask or who should apply for this master course, why I think this master's course is quite a unique and interesting program. So I would say if you are interested in understanding the global development and globalization, as well as its impacts in a large and small scale, and if you're also interested to connect your education with your profession, with your work, and if you're also interested to study in an international environment, so I think then this master's course might be very interesting for you. It is fully in English and it's a part-time program, so it's structured so you have presence classes twice a month. Normally, and these are just on Friday afternoon, Saturday all day, as well as on Sunday half a day. And in this way, you have lots of distance learning. So you receive lots of material from our sites to study in between. And this is kind of interesting because you have the ability to manage your time and gives you certain flexibility. So in other words, if you are having a full-time job, it's quite compatible. So you can study, continue your education, spend time with your family, and also do your full-time work. And it's also important to mention that you don't need a first degree necessary in the field of, let's say, international relations or political science. We have currently students with technical background. We have engineers or people coming from management. And this is the interesting part of this master course, that student can connect their work with their education. And this is something which we would like to encourage and support. Let's look at some main characteristic of this master course. And I'm just not giving this characteristic from as a person who is presenting this master course, but also from a person who kind of studied the curriculum in the last couple of months and spent lots of time. So these are my ideas, what I observed in this master course. First of all, the unique part of this master course is the combination of international relation and urban policy and urban diplomacy. So I like always to imagine it as in a sense of confluence of two great rivers when the international relations theory merge with urban policy and urban diplomacy. And it's quite unique in a sense. Let's put it in an example. Let's say digitalization as a global phenomenon, which is studied by scholars from the field of international relations and political science. And we are looking at, let's say, the digitalization from the international perspective, but also we are interested to see how it looks in the city management, how, let's say, the city of Vienna used digitalization in their services. And these are kind of interesting observation to see always two different perspectives. And the second characteristic is and one of the key element and distinctive aspect of this course is this cross-cultural and multidisciplinary perspective in the area of international relations, public management, diplomacy, urban policy, as well as applied political science. So we have certain different lectures from the field of sociology, political psychology, international relations, city diplomacy, and so on. And I'm always emphasize this applied element of the course, and it's as it is a profession oriented, and it's integral part of our program. So you're not just here to get lots of theories and information from political science and international relations, but we encourage and empower our students to practice and develop their own ideas, which they absorbed, of course, from the theoretical part and adopted in their own use. And in order to achieve this, we are bringing people who have been working in the field in the conflict zones from Afghanistan to Africa and contributed, let's say, in peace building and reconciliation. We also bring people who have experience in city administration and urban diplomacy. So these are experience bringing their expertise in negotiation, in mediation, in diplomacy, and so on. And upon accomplishment of the master course, you will be qualified to work in, let's say, public administration at the EU level, in a federal, provincial, but also in a municipality, or from the international perspective, in international organization, in embassies, diplomatic missions, both inside and outside Vienna. but also you can work in a politically related organization, NGOs, but also private companies. So put it in a very simple sentence. So the idea is that this master course provide sort of combined professional training as well as the academic expertise. So let's looking at the major subject or pillars of this course. It's quite challenging to kind of summarize the whole master's course of 2 years master course in, let's say, in one slide, but I will try to do my best. So the governance, the module governance, which we have, is aims to introduce and make a student aware of current intellectual debates on the governance, as well as economic structure, and by looking at concepts as good governance, but also e-governance. This course also covers theoretical debates on the political economy of corruption, understanding democratization and international law. So the students can evaluate the contemporary ideas of governance, institution, and related policies. In a field of management and leadership, these subjects provide kind of applied knowledge about organizational units, project management, also in the broader field of diplomacy and urban policy. So we can say the student at the end will recognize and they can analyze processes and procedures which involve understanding the management in, for instance, complex systems that assist effective board-level decision-making. Then we have the specialization, which I mentioned. This is also important to know that the specialization is in the second semester. And in the second semester, we have 2 different classes. So the student should choose between urban policy and European governance, but then on the other hand, international affairs in a comparative perspective. But this is just only in the second semester. And based on these specializations, students will choose their kind of in which direction they would like to write their master thesis at the end of master course. And it's also important to mention that the goal of this specialization is that students will understand, analyze, and evaluate and apply their training and also engage with contemporary challenges in a national but also in international levels. Then we have diplomatic competences or communication competences, which is another distinct pillar of this course. And this includes intercultural and interreligious dialogue together with negotiation skill, which improve student diplomatic competences. And here we also just not giving some theories or histories of diplomatic missions and diplomatic events, but also we provide a kind of environment where students can practice these skills by the experts from the field of diplomacy and international negotiations, which is quite exciting part of the program, where the student in a kind of in a setting like a real negotiation practice their skills together with the experts coming from the field of negotiation and diplomacy. And this brings me to the professional engagement and advancements, which I certainly mentioned several times about the applied characteristic of this master course. So the idea is that that we provide necessary theories and skills to our students, so they would adopt it and adapt it and turn it into their own use for their own benefits. So in other words, the purpose is to empower our students to identify, understand, and articulate their key personal abilities in the context of their future career. Last but not least, it's important to mention that this program is, of course, very practice-oriented, but nonetheless, we applied scientific methods for the assurance of the quality of the whole program. So indeed, in the end, you as a student can provide actionable advice and share your research outcome with a wider audience. So this is kind of very important for us, that you share your ideas, not just with your colleagues or with your friends, but also to bring your ideas which you developed in this master program to the wider audience, to the public, and put it in a, let's say, real world. So these were my theoretical part of my presentation, which I tried to address the main important pillars, characteristics, and subjects of this master course. Of course, in between, if you have any question, you can write it in a Q&A box, and I will answer all your questions at the end. But before that, I would like just to give you some of the hard fact of the master course, so some administrative information. So the final degree would be Master of Art in Diplomacy and International Relations. We start every year in October, so it depends on how many students apply, and the maximum is 24 students, and we would like to have this kind of individual contact with each student, and we would like also to encourage our students to work together in this environment. So therefore, it's a limited number of 24 students. And it's mentioned, it's a part-time, it's twice a month normally, and the rest would be distance learning based on your own time management. We will provide you, of course, necessary information, assignment for you to practice. And the fee would be like our two other master's courses, 13,500, and there are in total 3 payment variation. And for example, you can pay all at once, and then it would be 13,500, or you pay each semester, and there is more information about it are at the website, and please check these variations, and in case there are any question, of course, you can always contact us. And not to forget is the requirement is the completed bachelor, master's, or diploma degree, or at least 3 years of relevant experience in, let's say, field of international relations, or in city administration, in urban policy, and therefore it's quite diverse, let's say, environment in our classes. So when I look at our student, we have people from embassies, or people coming from the city management with years of experience, and this is quite a valuable opportunity for students to exchange their knowledge with each other. So and of course they can combine all these backgrounds with their education. And I already mentioned that it's not necessary that your first degree is from the field of international relations or political science or sociology, but we welcome everyone with all different backgrounds. So it's from technical management or from the academia. And so that was the main information, let's say administrative information about our program. And I am quite sure that I forgot certain things too. There are so many information, but I'm sure there might be more questions for you. And therefore, this is the contact, secretary's office contact. So if there is any question, or if we can help you in the process of admission, and please contact us. We would like very happy to to address your questions and support you in this process.